بقى هيجيب بربريات متمتات هي دي ايكو بازس كذا فلسطين جادتيكو قوت لويس كذا من بوالد النشي شالين كذا ممتاز ساكيس لويس ساكيس
When I first found out I was traveling to Ethiopia, I think my initial thoughts were it was going to be famine and dusty plains, but now that I'm here, it couldn't be more opposite. It's very green, rich, fertile farmland. And I'm here with a team of people from APA, which is Action on Podoconiosis Association. And I'm here really to find out what is podoconiosis, or for short Podo. How does it affect the people? And more importantly, what can we do to help? Hello. Hi. We're just here at our first village and a guy's put his hand up, walked forward, and I'm just getting my first glimpses of somebody with Podo. And it's a bit shocking, to be honest. And right now, just immediately, Paul shaked his hand and you could see tears just coming to his eyes. And straight away, you can just sort of imagine the rejection that they have to go through. It's a little bit overwhelming. So what's going on?
This is Galega Mana, and Galega Mana has had Podo for about 9 years now. So Galega Mana is a farmer. You get Podo basically through barefoot farming in the fields in the center of Ethiopia, in the highlands. Soil is the key here. It's both the giver of life, it's great for farming, very nutrient rich, but it's also the taker of life, because as these people farm barefoot, their skin gets incredibly dry. It cracks and splits. This soil enters their flesh, and unfortunately it reacts with the lymphatic system, destroys it, and that starts off the chain reaction producing podoconiosis. It smells really bad. I mean, you have bacterial growth, you have fungal growth, you have yeast living in the crevices and cracks of the feet here. If you have it for a long time, you get this condition here. It's called fibrosis, where you get massive growth of connective tissue, and all of the leg, feet swell up, and you get these large growths as well.
I mean, I couldn't just. That must be so painful to walk around with.
And then, obviously, on top of all that, then you have the stigma and the ostracism in society. And so very often people will starve because they're chucked out of their families, they can't work, they can't marry, they can't have normal human relations. And so it's not just the physical effects, it's also the psychological effects as well. They literally become unpeople, and it obviously reflects on the family and the ability of men in particular to provide for their families. And ultimately it affects communities, and it actually affects the GDP of whole nations. So we estimate that in Ethiopia alone, the country loses at least $200 million a year just through the disease of podoconiosis. Wow. APA is a non-governmental organisation that is working here in Ethiopia to really meet the needs of Podo sufferers. In APA, we try and clearly treat the physical problem, but also try and treat the whole person as well. Tell them that they're loved, look them in the eye, touch them where maybe they haven't been touched or looked at for months or even years. And then also try and get them back into their communities. So we have vocational training programs, teaching them core skills in life. And many of our patients return to their villages and their towns as valued members of the community. And the wonderful thing is that they were once known as diseased people to be feared, and now they are at the centre of their communities, adding value. Living, walking examples of the power of treatment and the power of believing in people and loving them.
So I'm really getting the sense that it's really layered in terms of, it's not just about treating them, but it's about education, getting them the right shoes, educating the people that this isn't contagious whatsoever. So I can't catch this from another person. It's literally purely from the soil.
You can't catch it. You can touch it. You can interact with these people fully.
Yeah.
And they're wonderful people just caught up in a terrible silent tragedy that's sweeping this nation.
With good treatment, taking care of this, getting him into shoes, getting him back into society. With something like this, is this quite a classical case? How long would you estimate to get?
Well, I think cases like this is a very bad case where he's now got these big growths. So with the treatment, first of all, we're going to put the guy into shoes,
right,
which will separate the skin from the soil, which will allow the healing process to start.
Yeah.
Then we'll start the hygiene daily treatment, where we'll reduce the amount of infection, we'll start to heal skin barrier function, and a lot of the swelling here, most of the swelling will actually come right down on a nice thin leg.
Yeah.
And then some of these growths here, in this case, probably will have to perform what's called nodulectomy, and that's where we have close links now with the local clinics and hospitals, where this will require minor surgery to take off these larger growths.
Okay. So this is quite an advanced case.
This is a pretty advanced case, yeah.
So what's happening at the moment, Paul?
Okay, this is the nurse in the site in Kucha. She's teaching him how to wash his own legs, because he can't live here. He's got to go back to his village and do this for himself.
What strikes me as odd is it seems like a very internal swelling, but it's a very external treatment. It seems almost a bit counterintuitive. How does it work?
Actually, that's a key question, and the fact that we can use such simple materials as soap, water, petrolatum, pretty much the same stuff that you'd find in a moisturiser in the UK to help skin look better, feel better. We can take the same materials and the same principles and save lives here. Because in healing skin barrier function, you're stopping the course of soil from the environment into the flesh. Heal the barrier and you cure the disease.
With these 4 items and a bit of care, it's just returned back to normal.
It is.
It's a bit scandalous almost.
It's wonderful, it's amazing, it's horrifying, it's offensive all at the same time. Really what we're trying to do in APA is model something that we could take across the whole nation. So whilst we've already reached maybe 5,000 people here, there remains 2 million more people to reach. We're looking for support on a financial basis, but also just to spread the word. This is a silent tragedy, nobody has heard about it. So we want people to be gossiping about Podo in the UK. And you've seen it for yourself, how horrific it is, but also how easy it is to treat. We want that to become viral and gossiped about in the UK.
My heart's sort of beating quite hard, and you just get a sense of, yeah, it's horrific to live with, but the whole ostracised from society on the outside, what they have to live with is just unbelievable. And it's so simple to treat. I've said it a couple of times already, but it's just so simple. It's a bit of water, it's a bit of soap, and it's caring for them, it's loving for them. It's treating them like people, like normal human beings. and we can just restore whole communities, and it's just been a bit of an eye-opener, I think. I don't really know what else to say.
About 11 million people are attracted to farming on this soil because it is so nutrient rich. The disease affects, therefore, about 5 to 10% of the population, approximately 2 million people across the country. Podo has only just been recognised by the World Health Organization as a neglected disease, and so really it receives comparatively very little support. And in fact, it's one of many skin diseases across the world where, in general, they constitute about half of all disease presenting at primary healthcare facilities. So massive incidence. We know that there's massive effect because of the stigmatizing effect of skin disease. So they must receive a massive amount of support. Unfortunately not. We know that skin gets on average less than 0.5% of the annual billions of dollars spent against neglected disease.
I'm founder, member and general manager of Action on Podoconiosis Association. EPA is provide shoes for Podo patients, provide treatment kits in each treatment site, and giving hygiene treatment, and aware about the Podo disease.
Because we're an NGO, we actually are contracted to deliver healthcare benefits to these people on a 3-year program, which means that we have very close ties with local government. And in fact, many of the government health extension workers, for example, are an integral part of the APA campaign.
APA started in March 2012, established 1 treatment site for Podo people and expand 5 additional sites in different zones.
Across the 3-year plan, we are working with local government to deliver care for these people, and at the end of the 3 years we will phase out our operation, handing over what we've done to local government to take it on. So it truly is a sustainable project that we have. I hope you know how much these two do for you guys.
Hageti na'u asati hagang intana ke hipe madi takyoga inte ubba eri tata udana koshena yages.
So they are giving their lives to help you.
Banta dewa intanara otidi intana madi takyoga ubba nun beetes ke hipe itabolla ufaite tesi yages.
So I want to make sure that you thank them and you love them and you tell them that regularly.
Ha inte etayo odana dan tani koyoge aibegi ko ke hipe inte eta sikyoga eti inte yo otyoga inte ufaityoga etayo chebchaba ane etayo odita yages.
So you're also generating work, I suppose, from people.
Our team of shoemakers craft a pair of custom boots for this guy, and obviously it's shaped precisely to fit these feet, and it then protects the skin from further contact with the soil. The shoe workers themselves once had Podo, and so these people are now ultimately passionate about it because they're now helping their fellow patients.
I will show you how the shoe is produced.
Okay, fantastic. Great. So this is the workshop where Gale Gamana, the guy we met earlier today with quite severe podoconiosis, this is where his shoes will actually be custom measured and built for him.
Yeah. Wow.
How many shoes can you make in a day, normal?
Modification, it takes time. Yeah. So for that reason, they can make 15 pair of shoes.
Yeah. This is now been made for him, and it's absolutely custom made, molded to the shape of his foot, unique shape of his foot. and it's made of leather. So the problem with plastic shoes, which many people wear here, is that obviously it gets very wet inside, and the tissue breaks down. You get maceration, and then you get at a worse state than you were before.
Obviously, the big issue is walking around barefoot. So one of the key preventatives is getting people into shoes, educating them about the importance of wearing shoes in this area. We've just seen a lady, and for the first time she's in a pair of shoes, but a couple months ago she couldn't go to any weddings, she couldn't go to funerals.
Her foot was wounded and had some bacteria and had bad smell.
Right.
And before she starts the medicine, she can't walk. She's crawling, like using her hand and her knee. She cannot come to get the medicine here, and she represent her husband to brought the medicine treatment kits to home, and then after she get better, cured, she stand and walk and come to see the people here.
And she's now just been fitted for a pair of shoes. She's walking around freely, normally, and just life is being restored again, and it's just incredible to see. What's the story here?
This fine gentleman here used to have Podo. He's been through our treatment program, and as part of his treatment, we trained him as a gents hairdresser. And so he now has his own salon effectively here, and he's providing a service back to the community. In fact, when I came last time, he was in a smaller hut, and so he's now upgraded to the luxury of this bigger salon. And he's a living, breathing example of what can be done with water and soap and petrolatum and a whole bunch of compassion and love. This man in his community is now a comparatively rich man, a well-regarded man, but now giving back to the community. And as I said, he's living proof of the fact that it's not a contagious disease. It's not something that blights you for the rest of your life. His life has been saved, and he's now contributing to his community and ultimately to the GDP of the nation, in truth. Maybe you can do me. All right. Let's do this.
Safe to fit on the back.
Wow, I cannot thank you enough. Beautiful.
Enough.
Thank you so much. Good job. Good job.
Well, we've been here a few days now. We're currently driving way up into the mountains, into some pretty remote parts of Ethiopia. And today we're going to visit sites APA have set up to treat people who really have never been reached before.
I think one of the problems the women face, particularly maybe the young women, is when you have Podo, there is a stigma attached to it. You can't take part in normal family life. Quite often you're rejected by your family, or you can't get married. And so much of your worth in a culture like this is bound up in family. Yeah, it was fantastic to see Magnus and Messai again and see that light of recognition in their faces as we walked into the treatment centre. Magnus is now 20 and a beautiful girl. We first met her when she was 17. She kept to the treatment, and last year and this year her feet are beautiful.
Can we have a look at your feet?
My goodness, what a change around in a couple of years. For Messai, it's been a longer, harder journey. She's a slightly older girl who's had Podo very badly.
What are you doing now? Are you working now, Messai?
Her self-esteem has been crushed. The first year we met her, again 3 years ago, she couldn't look me in the eye. This year, there's hope in her heart, I think. Her legs are looking so much better. But she's not married. She feels that living at home, looking after her mum, doesn't give her value. There's still a lot of work to do there.
It's Whitfield ointment on the toes. This is all fungal. I don't know if you see, John, but these scars here are from a traditional healer, where he or she will have cut the skin to try and
Relieve the pressure.
or whatever. Unfortunately, all too often they actually cut through the lymphatics and just make it worse.
Get infected.
Infected, but also actually damage the very tissue that we're trying to heal here. Yeah. Oh gosh. So how long has she been on Podo treatment for?
Haga hekimina domo sape apu agine laita kumile. 1 year.
1 year.
Keta azana galadi. She can't marry it because of Podo. Tamaradi. She can't learn getting education.
But tell her that she has come from stage 5. It's been very, very bad, and so this is already a big, big improvement. So keep doing the treatment day by day.
Agat immute ali agallasan doganna takameta nege ay qoda egelo idide sigal bayag.
And it will get better and better and better.
So what's this lady's story?
Her name is Ayalech. Her husband died because of Podo.
Right. Okay.
And have 4 children. She trying to manage her family's income. Because of foot pain, all her body already burning and could not work as she said, it is difficult in my life and just I am coming here to get medication.
I suppose people around the world first of all need to know the enormity of the problem. 2 million people. That's a lot of people. And it's not just old people, it's children as well. It's working women, working men. But the biggest thing they can do is give even a small amount of money. It can make a massive difference here. Less than $10 can provide treatment for a person from beginning to end. It's not much.
It's a modern silent tragedy affecting millions of people who have no voice. The treatment is so cheap and it's so low cost. We just need a large amount of people just giving a little, but also we need people to gossip about what Podo is.
I invite you to join our work here in Ethiopia by giving whatever you can and telling about Podo for people. Please join us.
And we've proved that we can make a difference, and it gives me hope that we can take that model and take it to the rest of the world.
Well, it's been an amazing week. We've seen some incredible things. We've also seen some really heartbreaking things. And for me, when it comes to solving this problem of podoconiosis, really it starts by treating these people as human beings. You know, these aren't just Africans with a skin disease that isn't very nice to look at. These are people. They have lives, they have families, husbands, brothers, sisters. And I think when we can begin to treat them as people and begin to think of them as people, maybe then we can begin to solve this problem of podoconiosis.
Ini wa kai ma thai ni che ni ka